Yesterday, everyone was making videos about AI. I said it's the end of the AI run and it's the beginning of a new run, which is going to be decentralized file storage. Today we wake up, what are the biggest bubbles out here? Filecoin and AEVO was the biggest ones in the day, and they're both powering towards recent highs. So yesterday we got it spot on. Listen, if you want some other calls and you missed Casper, well, today I'm going to give you a coin that's probably going to do 6x. It's very similar to Casper, and no one is talking about this coin. So that's part of what we're going to be doing today. Also, I'm going to be showing you how you can trade tokens early before they launch. So how you can get into tokens before they actually launch, and you can make real life-changing money. And then we should probably address the elephant in the room. That is this chart over here. What this chart over here shows is that every time that leverage goes very high, we get a pullback. Right now, leverage is very, 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 very high. Does that mean that we're going to get a pullback? We're going to be talking about that. So lots to talk about today. It's going to be huge. Guys, if you're not tapping, tap! I've got a friend, his name is Rob. Now look at this, I want to show you this. I want to show you what he sent me this morning. This is him and his whole family tapping.
Come on, Banter, let's go!
Tap, 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 tap. Listen, if you're not part of our NotCoin squad, you better tap, 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 tap. We are moving up the ranks. We are moving up the ranks, and we actually can become a huge player in this NotCoin competition, which I think is going to lead to a massive airdrop. If you're not already subscribed, look at us. We've already got 1 billion points. We're in the Platinum League. Yesterday we were in the Diamond League now. Okay, so we're now in the Diamond League. By the way, if you haven't already signed up, sign up here, help us win, and I think we could land up getting one of the biggest airdrops ever. Where is our sign up for the, here we go. So you sign up here to Banter NotCoiners. That's where you sign up and you go crazy. You go crazy, and you tap like mofos. You tap like mofos. Guys, we've got a big day today. We've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about what's happening on the markets. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and this buying pressure that seems to come in every day just before the start of the show. There seems to be a buying pressure. I'm going to show you exactly why we're getting all this buying pressure. We're going to be talking about an altcoin that could do 6x. We're going to be talking about a new narrative that's definitely going to start an alt season. And if you thought that it was alt season, let me give you some news. It's not alt season, okay? So if you look at the bubbles on the 1 month, and you go to the settings tab over here and you change your settings to see the bubbles against Bitcoin, what you realize is that even though we've had some great moves, and especially our communities had amazing moves, because we landed up calling most of the tokens correctly. We called 𝗪𝗚𝗪𝗡. Kyle took the massive trade on Casper. Holy shit, that trade paid off. He sold his ETH, Solana, and everything, and he went all into Casper at 0.13. What is Casper on today? Let's just quickly go onto Casper here and just look at what Kyle did. I think that one of the biggest trades I've ever seen. One of the biggest trades I've actually ever seen. It's now at 18 cents, so at 0.18. Kyle's actually a phenomenal trader. And guys, I'm reminding you that Kyle is giving away, this is the last time that Kyle's giving away his cohort of Whale School for free. There's very few places. If you want to change your life, just like this guy changed his life, just listen to what happened.
I started a couple of years ago, thinking that I was eating the world with a bunch of money that I have saved. Before being profit of thousands of dollars up, then, I was minus thousands of dollars. But thanks to Banter, thanks to shows like you, I was able to not panic sell my tokens. I still have all my positions, and now I'm in a good profit. I'm happy. I'm learning how to trade. I'm sharing the successful trades in the Discord. I'm happy, and God bless you for everything that you do every day.
So listen, if you want to sign up to Whale School, we are filling up really quickly, and the spaces are very limited. You go down here, you go to Whale School, you click on that link over there, the link over there. It will take you to this site, and you've got to sign up. You've got 7 days to sign up and get verified if you actually want to be part of Whale School. Sniper School was a good entry. Whale School is a lot more technical, and I recommend that if you've got an opportunity to do it for free, do it for free, and let's get the show on the road. Guys, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Today's one of those very high alpha shows, very high alpha per minute shows. I need your energy. How do I get your energy? Just smash the like button. When I sit here and I feel like I'm running out of energy, first thing I do, I drink 𝗪𝗔𝗓𝗪. I'm not sponsored by 𝗪𝗓𝗪. And second thing I do is I look at the likes and I look at the comments to see, to get the energy. So like now I see Chaz Edhag who says, tap, tap, tap. Someone says VeChain is trash. We haven't even started doing it. What is Sheldon doing on honeymoon? I hope he's tapping. He's definitely tapping. He may be tapping his wife, but he is tapping. So that's the energy that I get. Smash the subscribe button, like this video. Let's get the show on the road. Let's talk about what's happening on the market today. And I think what we should do is we should start off by talking about Bitcoin. What you'll realize about Bitcoin, something very strange has actually been happening. So the first thing is, if you look at the price is at 52,300 earlier on today. If you just look, let's just go down to the 1 hour chart so you can see what happened earlier on today. We actually went down to like 51,300, 51,500. And then as the US markets start to open, we get the pump, and we started to pump and we went up to 53,089. I mean, we all know exactly why that's happening, right? I mean, I don't have to spell out for you. Dan, do you know why that's happening? Why we go down and then we go up just before the US market opens? No, you know what it is? It's the ETFs buying. So as the New York market is about to open, as the US market's about to open, we start getting a pump. And it's happening every single day. This is how it plays out. Asia, we go down. Europe, we go slightly up. Then opens the US. The degens in the US start to degen into Bitcoin. It's a very interesting type of degen that they're doing. So you can see that these guys are the whales. And what they're doing is they're starting to take their money off Coinbase. In fact, we've actually got to like really, really, really low critical levels of Bitcoin on Coinbase. And the reason for that is because if you think about it, you're getting these ETFs. The ETFs are pumping in, well, up until before today. Let's just quickly change that view. $4.82 billion of net inflows into the ETFs. And most of that inflows are actually coming from the US, right? Because they're coming from these inflows are coming in from the ETFs, and the ETFs are in the USA, and most of the ETF providers are all actually trading on Coinbase. So what we're starting to see now is we're starting to see like this Coinbase premium, where people are willing to pay a premium on Coinbase. And the reason why they're willing to pay a premium on Coinbase is because Coinbase is just simply running out of Bitcoin. There's just no more Bitcoin left on Coinbase. And so they have to pay a premium to get people to actually sell their Bitcoin. And that's what's happening. So, I mean, I don't believe that exchanges can run out of coins, because there'll always be a seller if the price continues to go up, and arbitrageurs will always come in and fill the arbitrage. But it is interesting to see that the Bitcoin are being lapped up so quickly because these ETF guys are just coming into the market every single day and buying. Now, today they're buying $300 million worth of Bitcoin. Let's see what happens in the ETF race. You can see we're at 52,320. We were at 51,500. James, are those your medical aid forms that you're filling in at the moment? Life insurance. Okay, you need life insurance. You need life insurance if this goes against you. So the ETF's pumping. Let's see what happens today. If the ETF flows are very, very big today, let me tell you one thing. It's not because of this ad. Okay, this is a new Blackrock advertisement. Bitcoin ETFs have landed. IBIT, the iShares Trust, now lets you access Bitcoin where you get your stocks and bonds. So you can manage all your investments in one place. Get your share of the progress. This is the most uninspiring ad ever made. And if you think that the ad is uninspiring, you know what's even more uninspiring? All the fucking disclaimers that they have to put on an ad. So basically, you get an ad, which is this big and really, really, really uninspiring. And then you get the iShares Bitcoin Trust has a filed registration statement, including... Do we really need this in the ads? Anyway, I'm not going to start ranting about ads. You know that my background is in marketing, and therefore I judge ads very, very harshly. This is one of the worst ads I've ever seen. But I think that BlackRock may know their target market, and their target market may be completely boring, and that's just what's causing these inflows. But if these are the ads that can get the inflows, good for them. Let's go get the inflows. In the meantime, let them keep buying up the Bitcoin all on Coinbase. When it comes to where we are on Bitcoin, I saw this tweet over here from Rect Capital. He says, look, you got this weekly support level over here. So you see like this, you had this weekly support. We broke the weekly support. Now we holding on to dear life, trying to stay above this level. So I'll show it to you on a bigger chart because I know a lot of you are looking at it on your phones. You go to the weekly, bang. James, you see, I told you how slow the internet is today. Look how slow trading view is today. Basically unusable. It's definitely James's fault. So you see, this support level over here is where we bought. Now we are really fighting for our lives to stay above this support level. And the big question is whether we'll stay above the support level. Tell you, there is one concern that I have got at the moment. The concern is this chart over here. In fact, it's this chart over here. What this chart shows you is it shows you the leverage, the open interest on Binance, but I mean, let's see if we can get one on all. Let's see if we can get one on all exchanges. It doesn't give you an option to do all exchanges. But what you can see is that every single time that the leverage goes up, we do get a flush. And if you look at where the leverage is right now, the funding rates are ridiculously high. I mean, just look at these funding rates. We're getting more and more yellows, and the yellows mean that the funding rates are through the roof. Let's see if we can get, so you can see that they're absolutely through the roof. So very scary funding rates. You got the open interest in terms of the open interest, also very scary. So what we're starting people are starting to talk about is we may actually start getting a pullback in the next couple of days. When that pullback comes, I've mentioned to you before, it's not a time to panic. It's not a time to think that it might be the end of the bull market. It's just a time to buy the dip. Why is it a time to buy the dip? Because we are going to get a pullback. I have no doubt. When we get the pullback, it's just a leverage flush. Okay, I don't think it's going to be a huge crash. It's just a little leverage flush. And again, it's nothing to worry about because you can see that the funding rates have actually been much higher, and the open interest has actually been much higher in the previous bull market. So we haven't even actually started the acceleration. I also saw this again that, we keep saying that retail's not in. We keep getting these indicators that keep showing us that retail's not in. This is the Bitcoin search volume over the price ratio. We're at the bottom here. We're at the bottom here. That's how good. That's how low we are in the bull market. I did see this though. I said to you yesterday that the biggest challenge that you're going to have is doing nothing and not selling your positions. That's the biggest challenge you're going to have in the next part of the bull market, because you're going to keep thinking to yourself, wow, I've made so much money. I've made so much money. I should actually take some profits. And the result is that you're going to take profits and then you're going to just buy into it higher in the run. So your biggest challenge, as I said, is buying, not taking profits when you attempt to take profits. But there is one situation where I would take profits. If you are completely leveraged, if you are on Bybit or BitGet or any one of our partner exchanges and you are completely leveraged. Josh, can I announce the winner of Bitcoin yet? Okay, so if you are not a degen and you're not exactly no, you can announce this on no, I don't want to announce that. Okay, well, we're going to make the announcement around the winner of Bitcoin as soon as James fixes our internet, because our internet's so slow, James. Nothing is working, sir. So as I was saying, if you are leveraged, if you are completely leveraged, then what I would do is I would start taking some profits on my high leverage positions, or start taking some shorts. Like I took a couple of shorts yesterday. Told you I wasn't really excited about the AI run. I told you that I thought that the AI run was a little bit too wild. So what did I do? I went and found the highest AI coin that I could find, which was Worldcoin. And what did I do? Bang, shorted it. There it is. There's the short over here. A 10x short, 15,000 Worldcoin, $100,000 worth of Worldcoin. I would have taken a bigger short, but I was asleep. So I didn't actually take the short. Bang, we're 81% up. We're 81% up in profits there. Maybe we should cut it. Maybe we should cut it later. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it later on the show. I don't trust this thing. They say that they have 1 million. Let me show you this. They're talking about having 1 million daily users for Worldcoin. Do you know anyone who's using Worldcoin? Josh, do you know anyone using Worldcoin? And I don't know. Do you know anyone using Worldcoin? Let me know in the comments. Do you know anybody using Worldcoin? No bullshit. Like no one's using Worldcoin. They said they have 1 million active daily users. Maybe they're going into the rural markets and they're like capturing 1 million people a day. I can tell you this is the biggest load of garbage, which is also why I decided to short it. So I didn't make enough money because I went to sleep and I woke up and by the time I woke up, the pullback had already happened. But this one for me was a short. I mean, most of my trades are in profit. People are saying I'm the real sniper. I am the real sniper. Don't tell Sheldon that. I've done sniper school and I've done whale school. So I've got like an advantage because Sheldon's only done sniper school. He hasn't done whale school yet. So I have an advantage. You want the same advantage? It's free. Maybe I'll close this short today during the show. Maybe not. So remember, we may be going to get a pullback. If the pullback does come, don't worry, because the rest of the bull market is going to look something like this. I mean, we are definitely going parabolic, and it's going to just play out something like this. Don't stress if the pullback comes. It's just a leverage flash. Someone says, EYE, don't believe Worldcoin. I also don't believe Worldcoin. All right, should we get into altcoins and get into alpha? I think it's time. It's that time of the show. Now that we've addressed the elephant in the room, we've spoken about the fact that there could be a dip. When the dip comes, Banter community buying like degens. So you got two jobs to do. One, buy like degens. Two, tap like degens. Just keep tapping. Just keep swimming. All right, let's talk about altcoins. It's definitely not altcoin season. As I said to you in the beginning of the show, it's definitely not altcoin season. You can see it's not altcoin season because if you look at the monthly relative to Bitcoin, very few narratives have actually run. So Tao's run, the Bitcoin layer 2 narrative, which is Stacks, that's run. Casper's run. We're going to show you a coin that's very similar to Casper that could do 6x a bit later on. Beam's run, the gaming narrative. By the way, on Friday, Hustle and I are building the ultimate gaming portfolio. And let me tell you, I've seen the framework. The framework's absolutely amazing. Talks about L1s, L2s, launch pads, gaming studios, gaming infrastructure plays, actual games. So that's what we're going to be building on Friday. Don't miss that. That's going to be crazy. But I mean, if your altcoin portfolio, like our altcoin portfolio, has been exploding, then congratulations. It also means that you've picked the right narratives. And I think if you've picked the right narratives, you've been listening to the shows because, I mean, that's basically what's happening. It's normal. What happened with the altcoin narrative, the altcoins, this picture over here, at this part of the cycle where Bitcoin outperforms the majority of the market, except the people that can choose the narratives correctly. And we've been very good at choosing narratives correctly, you can see. We told you about Filecoin and AEVO yesterday when everyone was talking about AI. We told you about 𝗪𝗔𝗪𝗢 early in the month. Carl liquidated his whole thing to get into Stacks. We spoke about gaming and 𝗪𝗛𝗥. All of these have been on the thing. So let's talk about, it's normal. In this part of the cycle, all of this is absolutely normal. I see Arthur Hayes commenting about Filecoin. As I said, we spoke about Filecoin yesterday. Look at it. It's now at, let's see, let's quickly just go back. Let's go back and put it onto the normal currency. James, can you give me more internet? Can you allocate me, because I own that. No, I don't want to do that. So you see, $7.57 on Filecoin. We got in at $6.15. That was when my tweet actually came out. Fantastic performance. If you let me know in the chat whether you got into AEVO or Filecoin yesterday, or whether you listened to all the other YouTubers and got into AI, which basically crashed. You let me know in the chat which one you did. You let me know in the chat which one. What did you do? Did you do what all the other YouTubers who came late to the party said? Because we spoke about AI last week Monday. We're going to speak about AI again tomorrow. You know why we're going to speak about AI again tomorrow? Tomorrow is NVIDIA earnings. When NVIDIA comes out with earnings, apparently the earnings are going to be very good. Bang, the AI narrative is going to run. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about today's narratives. What are today's narratives? Well, we said that altcoins have not outperformed Bitcoin yet. We're at the very early stage of the outperformance. Generally, there is something that happens when, and that usually sparks off the real alt season. And I don't know, but it looks like maybe we've seen signs of it. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. The only thing that's exciting about it is it's usually a catalyst for the real alt season. What is it? It's this. It's when money flows actually into ETH. And we actually told you a long time ago when money would flow into ETH. Do you remember? I said to you, money will flow into ETH when StarkNet launches because it'll trigger an ETH and an ETH layer 2 narrative. What happened today? StarkNet launched. What happened today to the ETH chart? Don't know if you were watching the alerts on Bybit or BitGet or any one of our partners. Well, ETH actually hit 3,000. So ETH for the first time since 2022 actually hit 3,000. So why does that, and you can see on the ETH BTC chart, it went back into the range. And if you break it down into the daily, what you'll see is that takes very long on James's internet. Very, very, very long on James's internet. What you can see is that we're starting to be very much back in this triangle. And everyone's now saying, look, ETH is starting to do what it's supposed to do. The truth is, as I mentioned to you, I don't really care about the ETH trade. Not exciting for me, not one that I'm going to be playing with. What I am going to be playing with, I'm going to be playing with the ETH layer 2s and a couple of other tokens. But for now, what we're seeing is that everyone's celebrating the fact that there's some signs of life in ETH. Someone says, why am I so bullish altcoins for 2024? ETH BTC is dancing on a trend line that has been immensely important for the 7 years. The break of the downward is imminent, and that gives you an alt season. So as soon as we break out of this little thing here, we're going to go into alt season, and alt season is going to be unleashed. So that's what's going to happen. Everyone's basically talking about exactly the same chart. What you can see around ETH is that the CME open interest is started to spike, which means that people are starting to trade the ETF trade. They're starting to get ready for the ETF trade, which is coming in May. You can see the institutions have gone ballistic, trying to get in and trying to preempt the ETF trade because they saw it on Bitcoin and they want to do it on Bitcoin, right? So there's the ETF trade that's happening, and people are saying that ETH may actually go into a parabolic move. Yeah, maybe. This parabolic move doesn't really excite me. If we go from 3,000 all the way parabolically to 4,000, that doesn't really excite me. No, I didn't come here for 25% gains. It's not why I came to crypto. I know that you guys are a bunch of degens, and it's not why you guys came into crypto. That I can tell you for sure. So it's not only the ETF trade, it's also the ETH layer 2 trade, right? So remember I said to you that there's going to be an ETH layer 2 narrative explosion. You'll remember that I made you guys this amazing watch list, and I said just take this watch list, get ready for this watch list, because at some point this ETF narrative is completely going to grow. Well, it's starting to happen, and I told you it would happen on the day when StarkNet actually launched. So we just had, is the market coming down? Why are people panicking? Okay, we're down $400. Everyone calm down. Relax everybody. It's the leverage flash we spoke about. You see, as I spoke about the leverage flash happened. Anyway, going back to it. So we had the launch of StarkNet today. For those of you who don't know what StarkNet is an ETH layer 2. It's a ZK ETH layer 2, ZK rollup ETH layer 2. It's a massive project. It's a massive project with like incredible backers and a big ecosystem. It's been in development for a long time. And it launched at a fully diluted valuation of $25 billion. There's 10 billion tokens in circulation. And what you can see is that it's trading at right now at $2.53 or 54 cents. It was early on, it was at $3.66. That's $36 billion fully diluted valuation for this protocol. Now, is it worth the fully diluted $36 billion? I don't think so. On the one hand, if I were to compare StarkNet to any other L2, you could compare it to Arbitrum and Optimism. Arbitrum has a fully diluted market cap of about $20 billion. And yes, you could say that ZK technology is actually way more advanced than optimistic rollups. You could say that. A lot of people have actually been saying that. But this is a young ecosystem. It's got very little total value locked. And it also has a community problem. Right? Now, what I mean by it has a community problem, remember the 𝗪𝗛𝗧 and 𝗪𝗔𝗎 problem. The 𝗪𝗛𝗧 and 𝗪𝗎 problem was that they didn't do an airdrop, or they didn't do a substantial enough airdrop. And by not doing a substantial enough airdrop, they kind of isolated crypto users, right? Like, I mean, let me ask you a question. Do you care about the price of 𝗪𝗛𝗧? No, you don't care about the price of 𝗪𝗛𝗧. The reason why you don't care about the price of 𝗪𝗛𝗧 is because no one on Twitter spoke about it. Why did no one on Twitter speak about 𝗪𝗛𝗧? Because no one got an airdrop, so no one actually gave a shit. That's the problem with StarkNet. StarkNet is a very much heavy development tech project. And they've, like, not only does the normie not actually even understand how their technology works, but the normie can't even use it. And no one actually used no one actually got the airdrop. Did you get the StarkNet airdrop? No. James, did you get the StarkNet airdrop? And you're an airdrop farmer in your spare time. James is an airdrop fund manager in his spare time. You didn't get, you see, did you get an airdrop, a StarkNet airdrop? You didn't. Nobody got it. And that's the problem. These people are so technical that they forgot about the other part of crypto, which is community. Because you can't have a very, very, very exciting protocol without involving the community. Crypto is like 80% religion and 20% technology, or maybe 30% technology and 70% religion. And right now, I don't see anybody tattooing StarkNet logos on their things. I think they've made a big mistake. I think they're going to pay for the mistake. But for now, the token is actually trading at $2.58, which is a $25.8 billion market cap. I don't know. This smells like a short to me. In fact, if it goes any higher, you can take this short. What you could have done earlier is you actually could have traded this token before it was launched. And I want to show you this because I think this is one of the big tricks that you guys need to learn about. So how do you trade a token before it's launched? Because, a lot of you would have had a view on whether StarkNet was going to do well, not do well. A lot of you had a view as to whether Jupiter was going to do well or not do well. How do you trade a token before the token is launched in the market? Well, there is one place to do it. It's a great place. We're not sponsored by them, just so you know. Like, they're not sponsored. They don't pay us to talk about them. But it is something that I thought I should bring to your attention because it is a platform that I use. And so the platform's called AEVO, AEVO. It's a decentralized perpetuals exchange. And what it allows you to do is to trade decentralized perpetuals. Okay, so what does it mean decentralized? You don't have to do a KYC. You don't have to register your account. They don't hold your funds. They don't custody your funds. You simply connect your MetaMask wallet, which I've done over here. I connected my MetaMask wallet. And now I can trade decentralized perpetuals on tokens that have not even launched. So earlier on, if you looked at StarkNet was trading at $2.12 and actually even less. It was $1.80 when I looked at it. And you could have gone to EVO and you could have traded what you think it was going to open at. And if you had bought it at $2, you could have sold it now at $2.53 or whatever. Now it's trading at $2.80 on StarkNet. I'm so scared to refresh the page here because our internet is so slow today that if I refresh the page, you may get a big white screen. It's not the protocol, it's James's internet. James's internet's not really working here very well. Yeah, James, your internet is fantastic here. I want to just give you a compliment. I want to tell you, I've never in my life ever had faster internet than the internet that I have here today. It's great. Good performance on the internet, sir. So you can actually trade on EVO, and you should be trading on EVO. One, because it's a decentralized perpetuals exchange where you don't have to do KYC. Two, is because you can trade tokens before they actually launch. So if you want to sign up, and also if you do sign up, you get a chance to win one of our Vision Pros, which I'm going to start giving away tomorrow. Okay, you go here. You see where it says EVO Trade Perpetuals. You click on that link. You sign up. Then we'll get a confirmation that your address is the one, and then you'll confirm your address when we announce the winner, and then you can win one of those Apple Vision Pros. At the same time, you can trade a whole lot of tokens that haven't launched if you have internet, because if you don't have internet, then you can't do anything. So we don't have internet, so we can't do this because James' internet's not working. Mine's working fine. So you see here, there's a token called Shuffle. That token hasn't even launched yet. It hasn't even launched yet. It's going to launch in, I don't know when it's going to launch, a week, 2 weeks, or whatever else. And if you have internet, you can actually trade. But we don't have internet, except James, because he has all the bandwidth. Okay, hold on. I see my friend Dina is texting me. Looking forward to our call tomorrow. Okay, Dina, we're in the middle of a show here. We can't disturb in the middle of a show. All right, so listen, sign up to EVO here. Use our link. You can win Apple Vision Pro, and you can really start trading. You can really start trading tokens before they actually get on the market. Now, I thought that would be a good tool for me to show you because I use it all the time, of how you can trade tokens before they actually launch. And in the future, we'll be taking a view together as to which tokens we should trade before the launch, either long or short, because like StarkNet, you could have gone long or short, depending on what you thought the valuation was going to be. All right, let's go on to the next part of it. So we were talking about, you can see how their volume has been going crazy. The volume of the trading has actually gone crazy, and you can see how they jumped up in terms of volume. So just keep watching this chart, and you can see how the gray bar over here is how well these guys have been doing. So get on now, get on now while we're still early. All right, let's go back to it. So I said to you, there's going to be an ETH narrative. And the ETH narrative is going to start an alt season, but the alt season is going to start on the ETH layer 2s. So StarkNet launched that's going to usher in this ZK narrative. Then you've got to look at which other tokens have got a ZK narrative. So A0, that's a good one. That's a good one. The next one that, I mean, look, I must say, like Joe the Irishman, who's one of our researchers, who's the guy who runs Frontrunners, he keeps saying that Matic is going to explode. Now, look, I agree with him that there could be a Matic explosion, but I think he's getting a little bit too horny for Matic. I must be honest. Like, Matic is like, she's quite old now. You know what I mean? She's quite like, she's got wrinkles and shit. It's from the last cycle. So, like, I think he's like going after a MILF when he should be going after an 18-year-old. But anyway, look, I'll give him his time in the sun. He did post in Frontrunners. He loves this Matic narrative. I mean, I like Matic. They've just had like daily active 1 million addresses. Their narrative is looking good. And Joe's been right much more times. And now he's pointing out that there's a cup and handle on Matic. So listen, if you weren't in Frontrunners, you heard on the show that there's going to be a Matic run. So that is one of the layer 2s that actually may run. Mina Protocol may run, 𝗪𝗛𝗥𝗧 may run. They were all running before the show and the market was pumping. Now they're all starting to come back down. But keep your eye on this. The other one which I think you need to keep your eye on, okay? Here, keep your eye on this 𝗘𝗘𝗢𝗢. Now you'll see that there's been a massive pump in 𝗘𝗘𝗢. And the reason why 𝗘𝗘𝗢 is pumped is because they've launched a new technology. It's also playing on the ETH layer 2 narrative. This time they are playing on layer 2 privacy. So they've gone layer 2 privacy and they've created a new technology. They say we use advanced privacy preserving solutions known as garbled circuits. Our breakthrough results in 1,000 times faster computation than FHE system, 100 times latency compared to other systems. They basically created a very fast layer 2, which allows for privacy. So that's why 𝗘𝗘𝗢𝗢 is starting to run. And I think the market, you take the layer 2 narrative and the privacy narrative, and I think 𝗘𝗘𝗢𝗢 also starting to get a pump. All right, so that is the ETH layer 2 narrative. Remember, we told you it may start alt season. Let's see if it sustains. If it sustains, holy cow, we go to the moon. If it doesn't, we keep talking about when will ETH move, when will ETH move, when will ETH move. All right, let's carry on. I did say early on, if you missed Casper, there was a turning point in Casper's life. When that turning point happened in Casper's life, Casper went moon. Okay, so I want to show you. If you look at the Casper chart and you zoom out of the Casper chart, okay, somewhere around here, something happened. And that went moon, right? And Casper went moon. There it is. What happened is it was over here. Casper was trading at less than 1 cent. By the way, it's now 18 cents. And what happened is they launched revolutionary mining devices. They launched ASICs, Casper ASICs. So for those of you who don't know what ASICs are, Casper is a proof of work chain, like Bitcoin is a proof of work chain. And in order to mine Bitcoin, you use a specialized miner, which is called an ASIC miner, right? Now, when we first started mining Bitcoin, we didn't have ASIC miners. And then they created the ASIC miners when Bitcoin got critical mass. And they started mining Bitcoin using ASIC miners, and that is what led to like lots of mining power coming onto the network, and that makes the network big and secure and fast and all those good things, right? Same thing happened with Casper. They launched a Casper on June 22nd, 2023. That was when Casper was trading at about 1 cent. They launched ASIC miners, and bang, we went all the way up. So what we know is that there's a proof of work narrative. And when the proof of work gets an ASIC miner or become ASIC mining, when you can mine them using ASICs and they launch the ASICs to actually mine them, that is when the coin actually explodes because the miners start to invest huge mining power into it. So if you miss Casper, and I know a lot of people miss Casper, you're not the only one who missed Casper, I may have another token, which is very similar. It's a proof of work token. It is a sharding blockchain with very high transaction throughput. And maybe we're at that moment right now where they're going to start getting ASIC miners. It's speculation, right? So what is the token? The token is Alephium. Alephium is a proof of work chain. It's a very young proof of work chain. They're currently having a hackathon. And there is speculation that they are now opening themselves up to ASICs. And when that happened with Casper, it exploded. So let's quickly just look at Ethereum. Let's just quickly go here. People are saying, look, so everyone's saying 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. We told you about 𝗪𝗪 very early in the game. Remember, it's this ESG friendly, very, very fast, 8 million transactions per second is what they claim. I've started doing a lot more research, and I can tell you that it does seem that this thing is legit. And am I allowed to tell them about the country that might be signing up to this blockchain? Is it public? It's not public information yet. But just anyway, so far good call on, I must say, so far very good call on 𝗪𝗪, probably worth having a look at. So Ethereum, we were looking at the total market cap of Ethereum. So total market cap, fully diluted valuation, 564 million, and there is speculation that they're now becoming ASIC friendly and they're going to allow ASICs. What if Ethereum hash rate spikes tell us that ASICs are coming? Because there was a hash rate spike, which is exactly, by the way, what happened with Casper. So someone said, for reference, I got my first KS2 Casper ASIC in June for 16K. I mined it for 3 months and sold the miner, held the Casper. 8 months later, it's worth 75 grand. That's the beauty of ASIC mining, and it looks like maybe Ethereum's going to do that. So you can see there was a surge in actual hash power. So listen, if you miss Casper, I'm not saying that they're exactly the same token and the strength of community, but Ethereum is definitely one to look at. And if you want to take a more DGen bet, we always say you take the protocol, you take the DEX, and you take the meme coin. So the DEX it's called AEN, AYIN, AEN. Is that what it's called? AEN. There we go. AEN coin. That's the DEX. Go and check it out. Very, very, very early days for this. No one's talking about this ecosystem yet. No one's talking about it. So maybe we've bought you some real alpha, real early in the game. Like yesterday, we bought you alpha real early in the game. You would have put your money into Filecoin. You would have made packets. What else? Which other tokens are there that we want to talk about today? I said to you, I don't trust this Worldcoin thing, and that's why I took a short on Worldcoin. Don't trust the Worldcoin pump. Sam Altman's Worldcoin wallet hits 1 million daily users. How? I mean, no one uses it. Unless they're going into Africa and they're just going to the rural areas and they're just offering people free money, and I don't know if I trust this, to be honest. 𝗪𝗪𝗪, another one looking juicy, $4.23. I'm so scared to click this button with James's internet because I don't think the internet's going to work, but I'm going to click it. Then I'm going to pray. Dear God, please let the Kuji chart load. Dear James, please allow me some bandwidth. So here we go. Kuji starting to work. Even when you just click. So there we go. Kuji starting to go. Looks like a beautiful pattern is forming here. It actually also hasn't done very much of late, so definitely one that I'm keeping my eye on. Aptos. This is going to be a hated pump. Remember, I told you my trade for Aptos is I went long Aptos and short Sui. I'm still long my Sui bags, but I went long Aptos and short Sui because I'm just counting on the gap between Aptos and Sui actually starting to close. So that's another one. Another one which I've been seeing, which we'll talk about, but we won't talk about it today, is Athena. Athena is a new stable coin which is launching. A lot of noise on Twitter about Athena, but I think that's another topic for another day. Another one which I tried to short yesterday, but I don't like shorting on Binance, is Pixel, because I think the game is amazing. It's a game that launched yesterday at 3 billion fully diluted. It was at 68 cents. I wanted to take a short, but I don't like shorting on Binance. I like to short Bybit and BitGet. That's where I like to short. And it wasn't available for shorting on Bybit or BitGet. Now it's still $2.5 billion. I still think it's a crazy valuation. Still crazy valuation. So, Josh, can we announce winners here?
We can announce the winner. There's a bug quickly we need to fix.
There's a bug in the winner?
No.
Okay, so tomorrow we're going to announce the Solana winner. Tomorrow we're going to launch, we're going to give away the first Apple Vision Pro. Remember, we're giving away 7 Apple Vision Pros. If you want an Apple Vision Pro, you just go and you open an exchange account at any of our exchanges, but you have to have internet to do it. You can't do it if you don't have internet. So there's a bug in the winner. Hold on. So you go to this, you sign up with any exchange. You sign up with Bybit, BitGet, Deribit, Bitflex, BingX, and AEVO. Put AEVO. Where is it? Where, no, I want it here because it's for people who want to sign up for the Apple Vision Pro. Sign up with EVO. If you sign up with it. Tomorrow we start giving away the Apple Vision Pros. So do it today. Don't come here tomorrow and say, but I really wanted to. I really wanted to win the Apple Vision Pro, and then you didn't have an exchange account, and then you don't win. Anyway, guys, listen. I love you guys madly. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow there's a big show because it's the NVIDIA earnings, and I've got a little surprise for you. See you again tomorrow. Until then, tap, my friends, tap.